We are into the third and final round. We're going to kick it off with hip number one. Hip number one, Keely Bonnett's back aboard Pickin' Famous Rocks. 6-year-old gelding by Rock to Fame, owned by Zane Marcenko. Let's watch Keely Bonnett and Walker Galloway. They were a 213.7, a 228, and 5.5 in the last two rounds. Got a pair down. All right, well, that's going to be a 7 and 9-3 plus the 5. 7 and 9-3 plus 5. And a 76 from judge number 1. 76 from judge number 2. 219.07, 219.07. That is a 661.49 with 3 down. All right, let's go to hip number 3. Hip number 3. Let's go to Pick a High Cat. This is Logan Spady back aboard Craig Storbacken's 5-year-old gelding by High Sailing Witch. They were a 209.22 and a 219.97 in the last two rounds. We're going to be watching Logan Spady, hip number 3, and Guapo, Pick a High Cat. Well, they come tight, and it's going to be a 689, 689. 75 from judge number 1, and a 79, 79 from judge number 2. 227.11, and that's a 656.2 on a total of 3 head. Let's go to hip number 4. We're going to go to Little Moonlit Hick. This is Logan Cullen back on the Little Lena Highbrow. 5-year-old gelding from Derek and Lisa Giesbrecht. Breeder was Raina Harrison. Helping out today, Levi Simpson. They were a 211.19 and a 216.01. Here's another team with 2 down. You're watching hip number 4, Boone and Logan Cullen. Well, a 9 and 2.8. 9 and 2.8 at the end of the pen. 70.5, a 70.5, and a 72. 72. Well, that was a 213 and 2.2 to go along with that 211 and 216. They're at a 640.42. 640.42 on 3. Let's go to hip number 5. Hip number 5, we're watching Toy Box. Fritz Littlebagan. This is T. McLeod back aboard Brother Tice's Leavens Blue Smoke 5-year-old mare. They were a 216.33 and a 220.97 on the last 2 rounds. You're watching hip number 5, Toy Box, and the McLeods. 6.21, 6.21, good run. 72.5 from judge number 1 and a 75. A 75 from judge number 2. 221.29. 658.59 on 3. 658.59 on 3. Let's go to hip number 6. Hip number 6. Cash Bonnet is back aboard Give a Little Bit by Blew Him Away. This is a Jaden Usher owned horse. 5-year-old gelding that was a 216.12 and a 221.69 in the last 2 rounds. Bred by Colin and Mary Ballin. And it's going to be a 669. 669 plus the 5. 72.5 from judge number 1 and a 70 from judge number 2. 210.81, 210.81. 648.62, 648.62 for Cash Bonnet. And hip number 6, Give a Little Bit. Let's go to hip number 7. This is Slick Night Moves. Hugh White owned horse, ridden today by Denham Ross. 5-year-old gelding, they call Tucker. Well, a plus 5, it's a 12 and 76. 12 and 76 plus the 5. 71.5, 71.5. And a 71. 71 from judge number 2, total of 204.74, 204.74. That's a total of 621. Let's go to hip number 8. This is Rudy, Dry Pep Holodoc. Tristan Woolsey's back aboard Dry Pep Holodoc by Mr. Holodoc. 5-year-old gelding. They were a 214.24 in the first round, no score in the second. They're going to put one down in the third. at a 7 and 2-3. 7 and 2-3. 72 from judge number 1. And an 80. An 80 from judge number 2. 224.77. 224.77. Hip number 9, we're going to be watching High Price Pepto, Jackson Braithwaite. He's got a pair down with a 216 and 79 and a 226.67. All right, we're going to be watching High Price Pepto, hip number 9. 6-year-old gelding by CO Computer Pepto. You're watching Jackson Braithwaite, hip number 9. Well, it's 604 plus the barrier. 604 plus the 10. 77.5 from judge number 1 and a 78 from judge number 2. 219.46. 662.92. 662.92 for Jackson Braithwaite and Scooby. Let's go to hip number 10. We're going to be watching 6 High Jack. This is David Schmidt and Kagan Schmidt teaming up. They were a 213.22 in round number 2. And we're going to be a 595 plus 15. 495 plus 15. 71 from judge number 1 and a 72 from judge number 2. 203.05. 203.05. Let's go to hip number 11. Hip number 11. Let's go to Logan Spady and Saber Silver Willow. They call him Ice Cube. 6-year-old gelding from Gage and Ty Ellis. And Saber Quarter Horses. They were a 227 and 18 and a 222 and 18 in the last 2 rounds. Was a 632 in round number 1 and a 732 in round number 2. This is round number 3 and a Breeders' Elite eligible. There's a 7 and 2-7. 7 and 2-7. And a 75 from judge number 1. 77 from judge number 2. 224.73. There's your new leader, 674.09. 674.09 on 3. Let's go to hip number 12. You're watching hip number 12 and Jason Blackmore aboard a DQH Gael del La Rio. $709. 73 from judge number 2 and a 69 from judge number 1. 214.91. 214.91. Hip number 13. We're watching Shiner. This is Very Smart Moonlight. Keely Bonnett aboard the 6-year-old gelding by Moonlight's Shining. 228.42 and a 227.91. Here's a pair coming into the 3rd round with some higher scores. 550 plus the 10. 550 plus 10. 79.5 from judge number 1. 79.5. And a 79. 79. 223 is your score. And on 3. 679.33, unofficially your new leader in the 5 to 6-year-old heel horse division. Let's go to Casper Roy and V. Workin Ranching teaming up to show us Chili Cat. Your 5-year-old gelding by Secret's Smart Cat. Bred by Frelick Quarter Horses. V. Workin Ranching and Casper Roy were a 227.73 and a 230.72. In the last 2 rounds, we're on to round number 3 in hip number 17, Chili Cat. Well, the Brindle comes to a stop at a 7 and 5-7. 7 and 5-7 plus the 10. 77, judge number 1, and a 77 from judge number 2. 216.43. 674.88. 674.88. Let's go to hip number 18. Hip number 18 is going to be Shane Brown back aboard DHS Pepe's Cowgirl. 5-year-old mare, owner, operator, breeder, Shane Brown, Lenore, Manitoba. They were at 207.65 in the 2nd round. There'd be, and it's going to be a 9-4-0. 9-4-0. 69 from judge number 1. And a 67. 67 from judge number 2 for a total of 206.6. 206.6. Let's go to number 20. Paul, they're summoning you to the other end there. All right, now we're watching Devin Wigmeyer. Like we mentioned a few moments ago, they were a 213.19 and a 205.5 on WC Odie's Fast Cash. Well, it's going to be a +5, a +5. That's a 7 and 2 9 +5, a 7 and 2 9 plus the 5. $72 from judge number 1 and a 73. 73 from judge number 2. 212.71. 631.4. 631.4 on 3. Let's go to 21. 21, High Sailing Boonsmall. Fancy by High Sailing Witch. This is Logan Spady. They were at 223.74 round number 1. No score in round number 2. This is Logan Spady aboard the 5-year-old mare they call Fancy. Breeders' Elite eligible 5-year-old mare here as well. And a 621 +5, a 621 plus the 5. 74.5 from judge number 1. 71 from judge number 2. 214.29, 214.29. Let's go to hip number 22. Hip number 22, Keely Bonnett is back aboard the Hickory Holly Time 5-year-old gelding they call DT, not so little anymore. Little E was a 217.5 in round number 2. Well, they got past the stronger one there at a 7 and 8.5. 7 and 8.5. And a 74 from judge number 1. 77 from judge number 2. 223.15. 223.15 for Keely Bonnett and DT not so little anymore. Let's go to hip number 24. Let's go to Blue Pine Peppy. Quinn Dorchester teams up with Jackson Braithwaite to bring us a pair here. They were 208.44 and a 214.23 in the last 2 rounds. This is a 6-year-old gelding owned by Quinn Dorchester by Peppy Two King. They call him Spider. 649 plus the 10, 649 plus 10. 72 from judge number 1 and a 74. 74 from judge number 2. 209.51. 632.18 on 3. Let's go to hip number 26. Breeders' Elite eligible. 5-year-old gelding spinning my duels. Tel Fuelling bringing us the Dooley Cat 5-year-old gelding being ridden today by Logan Spady. A 219.74 and a 218.07 on the last 2. Let's watch round number 3 and hip number 26. Logan Spady aboard Spinning My Duels. 7.70 in the field. 74 from judge number 1, a 73 from judge number 2. 214.3, 214.3 for a total on 3. 650.11. Well, let's go to hip number 27. Hip number 27, we're going to be watching Jeremy Bueller back aboard Pitchfork. Heavenly Cat by Caddy Ray. This horse was bred by Nacho's Quarter Horses. 6-year-old gelding was a 226.21 in round number 2. And a 632 plus 10. 632 plus the 10. 78 from judge number 1. 82 from judge number 2. 223.68, 223.68 for Jeremy Bueller and Heavenly Cat. Let's go to hip number 28. Hip number 28, Computer New Dooley. This is Denham Rouse back aboard the Matt Fawcett owned horse. bred by Norman Potsky. 223.31 in round number 2. All right, clean run, gentlemen. That is a 6:35, a 6 and 3/5. 73.5, 73.5, and a 74, 74. 221.15, 221.15. Here comes hip number 29. Hip number 29, Logan Spady is back aboard MS Little Hickory. 5-year-old mare by High Sailing Witch. 208.81 and a 213.35 in the last 2 rounds. You're watching the Spady family and MS Little Hickory, hip number 29, Breeders' Elite eligible roping incentive, 5-year-old mare. Well, good run, gentlemen. Going to be a 6-7-0, 6 and 7-0, and a 74 from judge number 1 and a 79 from judge number 2 for a total of 226.3. Another one with 3 down for a total of 648.46. 648.46 on 3. Let's go to hip number 30. Hip number 30, DT Hickory Clay Time. The caller Louise. Here's a 6-year-old Hickory Holly Time mare from DT Horses. Ridden today by Keely Bonnett, was a 221.83 and a 218.24 in the last 2 rounds. You betcha. I like it. A 7-1-5, a 7-1-5. $77.5 and a 75 for a total of $225.35. 665.42 on 3. 665.42 on 3. Here comes hip number 31. Hip number 31, Casper Roy aboard a Rockham Prairie Boy. They call him Rocky. Or a 222.07 and a 221.92 in the last 2 rounds. Casper Roy, hip number 31, again a Breeders' Elite eligible. 5-year-old gelding. Well, the steer likes it. 7:45. 7:45. To go with a 74.5 and a 75 from judge number 2, total of 222.05, another one with 3 down. 668.04, 668.04 for Casper Roy and Rockham Prairie Boy. Let's go to hip number 32. We're going to be watching I Am a Shorty 2. This is Tice McLeod back aboard the I Am Still Smoking, a 6-year-old gelding. They were a 2:11.11 in the second round. We're watching Tice McLeod, hip number 32, and I Am a Shorty 2. They call him Scooter. Breeders' Elite eligible roping incentive, 6-year-old gelding. Well, on the brindle, they get another one at 6:38. Good run, gentlemen. 6:38. A 74 from judge number 1 and a 75 from judge number 2. 222.62 for Tice McLeod and hip number 32. Let's go to hip number 35. Hip number 35, we're going to go to BMP Counting Spoons. This is Memphis. The counterfeiting checks brought to us by Tristan and Brent Wilsley. 228.98 and a 224.9 on the last 2. 5-year-old gelding. $668, good run. And a 72 from judge number 1. And a 74 from judge number 2. 219.32, 219.32. 673.2, 673.2 for Tristan Woolsey. And hip number 35, BMP Counting Spoons. Well, we're on to the short round here, people.